Okay, let's see what we're dealing with here. Ooh, we need to update this video description. Let's see, get the mic switched over. We're just here for a short stream today, basically get some bits and bobs sorted for a proper stream tonight. As usual, this is a web development focused channel, but we do a lot of other interesting things. Once I get this sorted, I'll give you a quick rundown of what's been going on and some of the focuses here. All right, now we've got that fixed. Okay, so the last stream that I did, we had some folks come on the Twitch, which was nice. A couple of subscribers came in from there. One of the requests that I got was to introduce some sort of translation ability, so I did add a translate command. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wire it up to Twitch and YouTube today, so that way you can use that directly from the live chat. And second to that, we have a couple of changes to make to the landing page for the channel, CodeLoch.com. I also set up a Kick account, so we're going to do some multi-streaming stuff, get my mug out the way. I'm going to show you how I set up my own RTMP rebroadcaster server to make it easy to target all these different live stream possibilities. Let me quickly refresh my memory here and we'll just start getting some code done. I did hook up Discord. I think that's going to be one of the first things I try today. We did have a server crash, it turns out, because I didn't include the key in the private server, and Discord does throw errors if that's not available. So I've got a laptop in my lap here that I don't use for development. I kind of just use it to connect to servers and test things off screen. Let me go into Discord. Right, logging in now. Go ahead. Appreciate the like, thank you. If you want to learn more about what I'm working on here, don't be afraid to ask any questions. What do I need? Right, we're going to try connecting to the Discord integration right now. Let's see if it crashes. Didn't crash, didn't update the status. I think I have to fix that. All right, let's try this. Stream from Discord. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this means folks can engage with the streams, not just from YouTube chat or Twitch chat, but directly from Discord. We have a translate command, but it's not hooked up to my integrations yet. Like, hola should be translated to hello, but that didn't work there. But if I do it in world, I type translate hola, it should do it. But I might have to spawn the bot. That might be an issue. So I did have a whole AI layer in this as well. And I just set up a translate bot. There it goes. I don't hear readouts in my ear. Let's see what's going on there. Hey Roberto, welcome. It sounds like you would be appreciative of this translate feature I'm setting up now. Let me go ahead and hook up the chat readouts. So to do that, I'm just going to grab the video ID for this live stream. Pop that here. We'll activate it. There you go. Roberto has a character on screen. Let's figure out why we can't hear Roberto. Oh, it's muted. There you go. Appreciate the like. All right, let's also go ahead and activate Twitch just so we can have all three integrations running. So to do that, let's first verify we're up there. YouTube's definitely, you guys on YouTube have been great for building this, you know what's here. But Twitch, not so much. It's still building. Okay, so I'm going to generate a token off screen. what's cool about this, and some of you guys have appreciated and helped me actually come up with ideas, is it doesn't matter what platform you're on watching this, you can all talk to each other. And there is moderation in here, it's all done through AI. So I know some of you guys are worried about the channel, but there we go, Twitch is up too. Hello from Twitch. Look how instant that is, beautiful. And we'll try again from Discord. And there is a couple of commands put together a page so you can more easily see all the different commands I've coded. Make sure you subscribe. The main development streams happen at my nighttime. We get some people on and it's quite fun. Still didn't hear that read out. Let's go back up here. Try that again. Walter, can you explain what you mean by a subscribe macro? Yeah, I might have to reload over here, that's annoying. As you can see, this is built to be a website, which makes it pretty easy to build out. Just reloading. All right, that sounds better. Still. I did push some changes that might be interfering with this, but let's help it out. I'm not going to mess around with this too much, but it does need to be up for tonight's stream. Take a quick look. See what's going on here. I'm using the accessibility API built into the web browser to do the TTS. Everyone gets unique voice. And Chrome, where are you going? So, let's go back here, check properties. Well, let's just get coding for now. Right, so the first thing I'm going to want to do is tie into, so when I say plugin, this whole system is actually custom coded, but I did code a plugin system to make module development easier. So we want to figure out if I want to tie in either a new command for running the chat plugin from all the integrations for the live chats, or if I want to set up the old one. I think we might use a new one. Chat message. Let's just go wire up another event right now. do that in the internal bus. So let's see. Start with Discord because we could test that easier, and we'll go up into there. How do I add a chat message? Target message room. Haven't really built an audience around this time, so we've got to start somewhere. Chat plugin and chat message. I think that would trigger this. Maybe we'll just put a specific case in for the translate plugin. Not gonna lie, it gets confusing when you're juggling so many integrations. It really does. Message. Guys, make sure you subscribe. I've got some effects hooked up. Everything's connected to the live chat for Twitch and YouTube. You help me test the system out just by being part of it. Looks like we could trigger moderation twice. I'm okay with that. So that is hooked up to YouTube here. Let's see Twitch. Oh, it's asking me to log in. I'm gonna have to fix that. Yep, Twitch is working as well. Very good. I think we'll add. I think we'll start here because there's obviously some other things I'm trying to figure out that. Gonna have to wait for the day to be over with. Let's check a list of all of our commands here. Okay, so jump, dance, wardrobe. Let's get that added. Working on React today. Okay, we added the wardrobe command. I think I added a warp command as well. So we could teleport. some more links to add. We have a kick that's set up. And I'll be coding simul streaming for that tonight. Not going to use restream, we'll do everything ourselves here. By we, I mean me. I believe I did set up a TikTok as well. I have to get 1,000 followers on there to actually use it. Goodness snakes. Hey mate, how are you doing? I should be reading out your comments with my custom TTS system, but for whatever reason, it appears I might have broken it. But I've got this integrated into Twitch, YouTube, and Discord, so anyone that chats is a little part of the stream. It's the idea. It kind of sucks that the TTS is not working today, but I'll fix that once I get rolling here. I think that's it. Who knows? Guys, make sure you're subscribed. At night time is when I do the proper dev streams, and it gets pretty fun. People all over the world join. That's why I'm coding automatic translation and stuff. That's it for local. Oh, why is it? Oh. Trick the system. There we go. We want to get this model dialog to show below the login dialog. So let's see what the Z index is here. Against the index, sir. Might do is just trigger guest login automatically. So I coded this feature. I think that might make the most sense. Let's see if I remember how to trigger it. So this is my local slash modes slash guest. Let's see if that does it. Is it mode? Let's add maybe a delay in here. The cool thing about Kynto, everything is built as an event bus, so it's very easy to tie in to any part of the system. We can listen for a login event or a connected event. Let's do that. Yes, Dan, that's a good point. Eventually we could pop that into MongoDB here, pop it in a collection. Well, first, when I'm coding something that will quickly get done is I'll quickly get the front end up. And then make sure it's dynamic so it can render the links. Then I just pull that into a collection and either render this through a GET request, or I think that's what we'll do here. We don't want to wait till it connects to the WebSockets server. It's all custom coded system, uses WebRTC, WebSockets, all sorts of stuff. What do you like to code in? Oh, we've not imported Kynto. Let's do that. And it should be reading out your messages with TTS, but I pushed some changes out for translation that might have broken it. And I'll have to get that up for tonight's stream. Let's wait a second, then we'll... It's better. Is it on the chat command you can use? I understand you can't see them on YouTube. You have to zoom in. Yeah, it's all right. Just verify if this is the right links. That is. I used this service before. Doesn't work. That's good. And Twitch does a run the player on local, which is interesting. Let's see if loadouts are working here. That's the problem. I pushed a change out, it literally broke TTS. Let me get that up right now. So you guys are going to see my build pipeline. We're also going to come in and refactor all the code for TTS. But I've found, just as a developer that's been doing this since I was a kid, I used to get caught up on how code looks as opposed to how it works or how people use it. And I'd end up never releasing anything, even though I'd spent hundreds of hours building things. Restore TTS. Let's get this up. I have a custom Jenkins pipeline that I built. We don't want to do that in Kynto though. So how this works is I just push my code into the release branch. So you can make this better. And I have a pipeline set up. I have the UI, the server, and the WebGL and Canvas layer all separated from each other, so that way I can update them independently. Let that build, and we should have TTS back. Then I'll be able to jump back to translate. So give us a moment here. No matter what, fam, if I had to pop this in a database collection, like these are still all specific unique properties that, like, you know, you need an icon, you need a label, you need the link. So it has to be. But like I said, I like to just set up a structure for it, implement the front end, and then we can pull that out into a collection when it's done. That way it's dynamic. What else are we looking at today? Might be a bit of a bugger to wire this up, I'll be honest. Alright, let's see where our build pipeline's at. Should be wrapping up any moment. There we go, done. So it's quite nice. All I have to do is reload. I have opened the web app though. Ooh, wrong keyboard. Twice reload for cache busting. There we go. Hopefully we have TTS back now. About to find out. Test from Twitch. Still nothing. I've run into a bug where sometimes Windows accessibility API fails for whatever reason, but I don't think that's what it is today. Let's see. Try it from the development computer. It's working over there. Interesting. Let's go into our activity manager in Windows and kill every instance of Chrome. Something's using a CPU. What's going on here? 10 instances. What are you doing? Yeah, so killed. I'll try again. Share my mouse between multiple computers here, it can be fun.
Snapo says 123.
Yeah, that's what it was. The accessibility API crapped out of the browser. So now we have voice chats back. I've put a lot of work into the system. It integrates a lot of different systems. AI for moderation. Plus it works with Twitch and Discord. Let me go ahead and release that actually on my computer on my lap here.
Discord_CodeLoch_mobile says hello from Discord again. At Translate-Ola.
Definitely see the difference of the numbers today. YouTube does not expect me on at this time. It's brilliant. So how am I wiring this up? Sugar. I have to keep an eye on time here. I do have a day job I have to get back to once lunch is up. That's why I recommend you come back tonight. Select NPC agent. That's probably what we're looking for. Yes, it is. So what I might do is just invoke this directly. Still want to inject it. Let's just give that a try. He's looking for a socket to respond to this, so that might be a problem. We'll try it without defining one just to see what the hell happens. We'll create an instance for every room, that's right. Okay, let's just give that a go. Inside of here. If it starts with, let's see. That's a tunage. just gonna do some debugging here. This isn't code that's going to be staying. Let's see, what's the function signature? Parameters. Let's go back, go on local. Okay, so I'm going to connect to Discord on my local here. We'll pull up a local instance. Do we want it here? Do we want it there? Or I have to create a translate bot on local for this to even work. It's fine, let's go copy our prompt. Let's spawn them in the room. Just make sure it works. And so it's voila. Yep, that works. Alright, let's try it from Discord now. Well, first I need to connect to Discord. Start connection. Let's connect to find out.
Testing from Discord.
Let's disconnect that in production so that it doesn't blast for you. Terminate connection. Should do it. Let's see if this translates. Oh, crash. So I was expecting more. Passing. See, we've got a weird situation where we're kind of hijacking the avatar system for live chatters and creating virtual avatars. Try to think of a clean way to avoid that. You just have to spawn off a different service.
WE says, man, that stream deck is massive.
Yeah, it's pretty brilliant. I like it. I'll tell you what, I noticed the difference between streaming during the day and streaming at night. Audience expects at night time.
Is the difference between day and night the sun?
Who knows?
PDR says hi.
Hey PDR, welcome. Just hop around for a quick lunch stream. I usually stream at night time. Feel free to ask any questions or subscribe to see more people using the system. Hooking up Translate. Right now you can chat through YouTube,
PBR,
Twitch.
love your drink.
Ha. I think his name's PDR, not PBR. Alright. Let's connect to local again.
Colon opening parenthesis.
Okay, a little bit closer that time. 591. Kind of hacking the system I've already built to do something it shouldn't, but that's what it's all about. Right, I'm gonna have to pass in some more properties here, that's for sure. Since this is local, I don't mind blowing it up though, so just make sure it works and then I'll clean it up.
Are you a game dev?
In a wee sense of the word, yeah. I'm building a live stream powered avatar chat. I kind of just sit here, develop it live, explain every part of it. And some folks that come here are into game development or want to learn about it. And just kind of have fun as a build here. And I take user input as well. This is all custom coded. And even the TTS system you're using is all built by me. But I've had a lot of users like contribute ideas for chat commands and stuff. Like I'll give you an example. If I go on a YouTube live chat and I type who, this was a user idea, it identifies every single service that people are in. So you can see some people are on YouTube, some
CodeLoch
people are on
says in
Twitch.
YouTube.
So, are you interested in making games yourself? It didn't crash there, but it didn't work. Because of this. Moderate functions causing it to fail. Moderate content request.
I used to make games in Unity and now I'm making mobile apps for over 2 years.
That's awesome. Are you doing native dev? I was doing a Swift UI for a good year at my job recently. I had an app experience.
WOW, that is really cool, PDR.
Flutter, okay, so you're
Flutter.
doing... Let's you do web stuff, I think. Let's see. Take a quick look. What do you think of Flutter? And what made you settle on Flutter? What language are you working with in Flutter? Does it give you a couple of different options? Looks like Java to me. Is it Java? Guys, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna have to get off here shortly, get back to work. I'm a Vue free dev today. I've been programming for about 22 years, literally since I was about 11 or 12 years old. Might be a little bit over that now.
Yeah, it's kinda of Java, but it's Dart own language.
Ah, okay. Dart. Sabin, I am Scottish, but I do love Indian food. I live in Florida now, and it's hard to get good curry out here.
Thank you, we.
PD, I just gotta say again, make sure you subscribe, man. I'd be interested in having you back on another stream when we got some more folks on. I'm gonna have to drop off shortly. I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes. It's like wiring up my whole bot system into
What is bro making?
this whole thing you see on screen. It's all custom coded. It's there goes my work alarm. Let me give you a quick example of what you might not know it does. I use WebRTC, and you can share desktop, cameras, microphones. That's how I assemble my streams. It's pretty extensive. And I just kind of sit here and do it on live. Typically at very late hours for me. Like, typically I get on around 12 AM, sometimes 2 or 3 AM. Other days I get up at 6 AM and code. So it's all over the place. There's Discord links in the profile as well. Make sure you join that if you're interested in this sort of stuff.
A game or messaging platform.
You could kind of think of the game aspect as almost like a stream overlay. I've got it written down most recently, what I would call it. Give me a second here. Alright, let me do my spiel. So I'm coding Kynto. It's a browser-based avatar chat and streaming toolkit. It connects Twitch, YouTube, and Discord, so chat can trigger on-screen avatars, speak with a unique voice for TTS, and control the stream in real time. It's all built in JavaScript, WebRTC, and WebSockets. I made my own screen share, guest cameras, and microphone. Also, that's basically what I got there. But yeah. Where I found the most engagement with it is just kind of doing this and just building it, getting feedback as I do it. Where am I? Yeah, Scottish. That's where I'm from. I'm Stirling, but as I said, I live in America now. I've lived here about half my life. And I probably started to code right as I came here. I've always been into computers and tech, but I didn't get internet until I came to America, really. My mum had dial-up at the house in Scotland, that was about it. Okay, I think there's a bug with that. Cheers for the subscriber, it should have just said 1. Where am I? What programming languages? That's a good question. My favourite language, just because of its versatility, is JavaScript. I use that front and back end. But for working stuff, I've worked in Java, Swift UI, Objective-C, back when that was a thing. It still is in app dev. C# and Python. Those are the main ones. My interest in programming was basically always been avatar chats. There was a game called Habbo Hotel, and I couldn't afford it. There's a funny video on YouTube, actually. It's an Internet Anarchist did it. I recommend you check that out. But it was this game. So you can probably see some of the inspiration. You had to download Shockwave Player back in the day in order to play it. And then they went to Flash. And then they got a lot of crap for it, so. But that was kind of what got me into it. I've always been fascinated with avatar chats. And played a bit of RuneScape and stuff. Same kind of idea why I liked it, but WE played RuneScape way more than I ever did. What do I hate most about JS? That's a good question. So today, I would just say the fragmentation of JavaScript is horrible. And before arrow functions, worrying about binding this was a problem. A lot of programmers get caught up in that, even experienced ones. And then secondary to that, one of my biggest problems right now is package management. So NPM. It's a bloody nightmare. But the thing I do like about JavaScript is that it's pretty much you can use it as glue to do anything and hook into other languages. So when I build native apps, there's been times where I've built components as just web views, say like a map or something that I'm going to reuse in Android and iOS. Didn't want to code it twice. And there's a lot of things you can do just to, especially with how fast web browsers are today, even using them for components. I just love being able to glue stuff together. So one of the things I coded for Kynto here with the screen share, Walter's been wanting this WE, is I coded remote desktop, my own remote desktop protocol. And, so on my Steam Deck here, I've made a Steam app just with Electron, and all it does is embed Kynto, and it exposes nodejs, which lets you control the keyboard and mouse. And then I just share screen from my Steam Deck on my computer, and then on my screen here, I connect on my phone or whatever, and I can like literally control my desktop or my Steam Deck. No real use for that other than just it's a cool technology to build, but kind of an example how JavaScript could just glue a bunch of shit together. Five more minutes and back to work. I appreciate one of you guys subscribing today. I think I fixed one thing. I didn't accomplish what I wanted to do, but this is cool. Oh, we are missing some commands I need to add. I need to finish them as well. Does shake work? Curious. Let's see. Oh, weird. When I have the chat open, it doesn't hear it. Where am I? That is a very good point. Very good point. Kind of one of those things you just run into, isn't it? I'd say it's also kind of painful, you know, dealing with like single-threaded environment. You can spawn off child processes and have workers and stuff, but yeah, I haven't dug into it to see if it's more just a limitation browsers as they're coded or what. But like even for like A-star pathfinding, when you have like tens of thousands of tiles, it could be quite slow. It could just be my implementation of it, but the editor that I use, so I just use VS Code. Yeah, exactly where I'm using a, what is that, a worker, a web worker? Is that what you're referring to? So if I just described my shite pathfinder implementation, that'd probably be a good use of web workers. I think that's the only thing I've ran into building this that would, at least on the front end, that I need to worry about that. On the back end, I've tried to move as much of the packet handling back to the client by making use of WebRTC, which lets me do like peer-to-peer. So everything from like controlling your avatar's movement, sending video, audio, all that stuff. I don't have to even bother sending that to the server. So I haven't ran into too many scaling issues there. Plus how I screen capture Kynto to make a stream onto YouTube and Twitch. I offload all the heavy lifting onto them, but still make it interactive via the live chat. So I feel like that's kind of a nice way to slip by as I get this built up. But eventually we'll have to go back and revisit the server aspect and kind of look, move into like more of a sharding infrastructure. If we ever bring people on that way, I expect the way this is going to grow is just having people use it on stream. Oh, I muted the Kynto chat, that's why I didn't read it out. Let me read what you just said. I just unmuted it. Node has a worker thread API to use, that's correct. And there's a thread pool library to help with managing tasks. All right, let me have a quick look at that. Appreciate the input. As I always say, you're never too old to stop learning, and as soon as you think you are, you should probably stop coding. Probably not that guy. I love how the API to communicate with it is like no different than using post message to communicate between like iframes and its parent. Or yeah, I use post message a lot on the client side, which is funny to see it's reused everywhere, even just the name. All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to get back to work, guys. Appreciate you guys subscribing. I appreciate the chat, especially the input right now. So just see a quick shout. Where am I? Make sure you're subscribed. If you're not, there's also a Discord. I appreciate having your input and your experience. And, PDR.
Nice ears Crystals says, remember me, man.
Hey, welcome. Were you on one of the streams recently, buddy? I was just about to get off, but I'm glad to see you subscribed. Let me grab the work computer so I'm at least logging in, and then we'll shut this down. I wish I could say I have as much work building at work right now, but this is a lot more engaging and entertaining for someone like me. I've not got them to use WebRTC or anything yet. Everything's a fight over there.
Yes, I think I was on the one yesterday, I think.
Oh, brilliant, Crystals. Yeah, I'll be back on again later tonight for me, so that might be a more familiar time. Just a quick heads up, I coded it, so there's a translate command, and that's what I was finishing.
What are you using for rendering?
For rendering, we're using WebGL and Canvas. So this is essentially a Canvas tag, and that's basically the extent of it. And then all the UI is split off into React. And then I just have like an event bus that lets me talk amongst all the different components and modules. Since I did pick up a Quest VR though, I've been looking at FreeJS a lot. That's not something I'm going to bite off all at once, but I'm tempted, especially with WebVR. That's really exciting prospects there, possibilities. My ideal stack there would be FreeJS for rendering 3D.
Have you tried Babylon.js or Phaser?
Yep, so Phaser I'm quite familiar with.
What is
not
3GS?
Babylon.
Is that the VR mapping?
FreeJS, so FreeJS is just a library that lets you cleanly put together VR experiences and 3D games and stuff. Kind of wraps everything into like nice familiar APIs. Let me check out Babylon real quick. You guys are Babylon.js. Looks like I've googled it. What's it using under the hood here? Is it leveraging FreeJS or is it its own custom implementation? Oh, there's my alarms.
Because of you, I'm should take coding seriously.
Awesome, Crystals. No, I appreciate that. And as you see, there's a lot of folks on here that are already into coding as well. So yeah, jump into it, have fun. I recommend anyone that's wanting to get into coding or anyone even in coding, like have a pet project. have something you can work on that you want to figure out solutions to like make it work. That'll help you learn how to ask questions, help you learn tech stacks, and like I think game development's awesome for programmers because like a lot of web developers when they start, they don't know anything about WebSockets, they don't know anything about TCP, UDP, they
It
don't
is
know.
free and open source. Performant 2 for JS.
Awesome. All right, I'll do a deep dive on it. But yeah, I do think learning
But
game
first
dev.
I'ma try to get better by talking courses liek Kodchef.
Yeah, any sort of exposure you could get is good. Just so you know about me, I'm a self-taught. I literally just bought books when I was a kid. Learned how to use Google back when it worked properly, and kind of built up a nice portfolio. So by the time I was like 16, when I was applying for jobs, it made it really easy to get jobs. I was like, look, I didn't go to school for this, but here's what I built. And they're like, man, we see that you can build stuff, like let's put you to work. That never stopped. When I'm older, I do plan taking some courses at university.
At what year
just
you
to-
started applying?
So I was doing freelancing and stuff from like the age of 15 till 18. And then I was 18, I got ran over on my motorcycle, hips were broken. And I messaged a friend who I met on Craigslist who was looking for someone to teach him coding. He was a designer and musician. He's like, hey, come and apply at my job. So I went there with my walker and everything. And it's like, if you guys need someone to help you build apps or whatever you need, like I could do it. Here's my portfolio. And I got $40,000 a year, which was great for someone. Yeah, it was quite a mess. But it worked out. I can walk still, I can swim, but yeah, it could have been much worse. Walter remembers. WE, he's a friend in real life. We go back a long time. He's actually seen me grow from just like doing this for fun into like, doing it as a career. So we've got Babylon to look at. Dig a little bit into workers. But just real quick before I get off here, I was pushing doing web games.
Motorcycles makes you overconfident.
Yeah, the problem was I wasn't even my fault. But yeah, I'll tell you what's even sadder. One of the reasons I was on a motorcycle is because it's cheaper. You're not required to get insurance for a motorcycle, which really backfired for me. Really backfired. But yeah, I've been pushing web for a long time, even before there was WebSockets. So if you look up Comet.js, it kind of allowed me to use sockets over a long pole connection.
Yeah, true people don't pay attention to.
Exactly. But check out Comet.js. That's kind of what I started building with back in the day. And so when I seen WebSockets got added to the web spec, I was over the moon. Did play with ActionScript 3 for a while though. I liked it a lot, the language, just the organization. If you check out my GitHub, there's a version of this up there in ActionScript 3, and even though the code's like bloody 15 years old, I'm still quite happy with it. Okay. It's pretty clean. Alright guys. I'm going to shut this down. I expect to be back on after work once I get some shopping done and go pick up water. Even though I'm in America, I have a well. You can't drink the water here. Alright everyone. Cheers.